Hey, you guys think you know which way it's going to go?
Yeah.
Always.
Well, you should head on and over to Sports Interaction, whatever sport. Sports Interaction has you covered pregame, live and betting, and all major sports. And, of course, your prop bets. If you want to bet, where do you go, guys?
Sports Interaction.
Sportsinteraction.com/STPN. Come on. 19 plus, please play responsibly.
Mark Giordano scored the empty netter.
The best.
But I think what people wanted to talk about was the bad tripping call from Mark Giordano. And is there not the call wasn't bad? It was a bad play on Giordano's
I was
part.
like,
No, it was a perfectly. I think what people, Leaf fans, are a little bit worried about, and maybe this comes from just fatigue because he plays 23 minutes a night or has been.
Yeah.
There have been a couple in the last couple of games that have not looked good for Mark Giordano. The out of character penalties that really, I mean, putting them down 5-3 like that wasn't great, Bob. So what do you chalk that up to? I mean, the guy's a Norris caliber defenseman. He was the captain of the Calgary Flames for 50 years. He's played great for the Leafs this year. Is it time to give him a break?
I think I'd be open to resting Mark Giordano. I think he'd probably beat you up in attempt to do that. You know, it's funny when people choose to say, this is how I feel tonight. So Mark Giordano takes too many penalties or whatever, and people chose that one last night. I see that as a penalty killer doing his job, and sometimes shit happens. But I have thought for a long time, I don't know if I've ever really said it on the podcast, but we've said it amongst each other, like just talking. He does take way too many penalties. There aren't many things to criticize with Mark Giordano, but that's one of them. So I just looked it up. He is second on the team in penalty minutes with 41. Bunting, no surprise, is number one with 54. He is the top defenseman in that category by an incredible margin. He's got 41. Justin Hall's got 20. I'm willing to bet some of that came from that game against the Flyers, where there were probably misconducts and stuff like that. A lot of them are minors. And for as good of a player as he is, he does put the team shorthanded a lot. And that would be my one criticism.
If this is a different sport, and we're in a different situation where you don't have hockey players who need to tough it out, I'm playing Mark Giordano 60 games in a year. Like, there's no reason that Mark Giordano needs to be playing 82 games. Like, you should Kawhi Leonard this. You should NBA star. We're resting you on back-to-back nights. You're playing 70 games max. Like, you're getting all these rest days where you need it, because we need Mark Giordano for the playoffs. There's no reason we should be running him out all the time when the Leafs have an abundance of defensemen. Like,
I'm just looking at his.
I get that the regular season is really important, but you need to the postseason is the most important. And we've established here that the Leafs have extra defensemen that can fit into this lineup. Give Jordy Ben some more time. Give Connor Timmins some more time. Utilize the roster that you have that is has an abundance of defensemen. Give Mark Giordano a dozen games off for this back half of the season.
See, I think we're underselling the important role that Giordano has played, though, because they haven't really had an abundance of defensemen. They've had a number of guys come in and surprise, and we're happy with them. But Brody is on IR. Muzzin's on LTIR. That's no surprise. But Victor Mete, who I think is kind of important to this equation, is also on LTIR. And I don't know where Carl Dahlstrom is there as well. And he probably, definitely would have played NHL games this year, given the way that things went. So you're basically...
They have 7 defensemen right now on the lineup.
Yeah.
Who's the extra?
It's Jordy Ben, Giordano, Timmins, Sandin, Liljegren, Hall, Riley. That's 7.
Did Timmins not play yesterday?
No, Timmins wasn't in the lineup.
Right. Oh yeah. So they do have one extra. It would be nice if you identify a softer target on the schedule, like, you know how you'll play a backup goalie against a team that is frankly not quite as good. They're playing Montreal on Saturday.
It'd be nice.
This goes into convincing Mark Giordano that he needs to sit down and rest his body
against Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not going to be able to do that.
Well, hold on a second here.
The Sens next Friday.
I'm sorry, but doesn't Sheldon Keefe hold the lineup card? You know what I mean? Like, I
He
feel like
does.
I do feel like at a certain point we're going to have to, the MLSE has a lot of advanced knowledge about what resting guys can do, and we've seen it. And I mean, maybe Mark Giordano wants to play against Montreal on Saturday, but is next week okay? What are we doing next week?
Are they just trying the way we all do at like holiday time? Are they just trying to get to the All-Star break?
Yeah.
Maybe they're just, we got, 5 games left? We're just trying to get to the All-Star break. And funny enough, I was looking at games where you could rest guys, and I'm like, they got a home and home against the Blue Jackets. Oh, wait, that's right after the All-Star break. You're not going to rest guys right after the All-Star break.
You could, like, the game after the All-Star break, you give them that game, so then their All-Star break is even longer.
Longer.
Yeah.
Listen, of all the guys on this team you can give an arbitrary rest day to, surely it makes sense to give the oldest active skater in the NHL that rest.
Right.
Definitely.
Well, I guess we'll see. So obviously the Leafs are now playing Montreal in Montreal on Saturday night. Do you start Murray or do you start Samsonov?
Oh, boy.
Because we got to start asking that question now.
No, I know.
We haven't asked. I have held back on that question for 45 games, but now I think we got to ask.
Is the plan just you keep flip-floppy? You just one after the other, like nobody gets 2 in a row? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think Murray playing bad one game and Samsonov playing great one game, 1.5 games, should be the be-all, end-all for the playoff conversation and everything. You know what? Samsonov struggled on the road. Murray's been pretty good. Mm-hmm. And if let's say Murray is your backup. Let's say Samsonov won that job. What's he doing playing the Habs? Play Murray.
Well, I mean, okay. I would say that you probably have him playing the Habs because it's the Habs, right? And you want to beat the Habs every time.
You just want to lock down this. Well, then play them all 82. That's why you have a backup goalie. You want to win every game. But there's strategy to this. So I would say start Murray on Saturday.
Okay.
But I think I can say 2 things. I think Samsonov's the better goalie right now.
Yeah.
Start Murray on Saturday.
Jesse, your thoughts?
I think you stick with the plan. I think it's Murray's game Saturday because that's kind of just how the season's gone. They're going back and forth and you're seeing what you got. And I agree with one bad game for Murray is not who Matt Murray is. And Samsonov's played great, but like he's played a game and a half here. Give him another day of rest. Go back to Murray. See if Murray can get his game back. And if he doesn't, then we're having a different conversation Sunday morning. And we're like, okay, maybe it's time to give Samsonov the reins here. But even at that point, like there's so much runway here to the end of the season. We're still only 46 games. We got a little bit of time here before we got to make a final decision. Wait as long as you can until making that decision.
I'm just wondering, like, season. When do you start riding the hot hand? What game? What game are you looking at? Okay, we're riding the hot hand. Because really, I mean, if you wait till game 60, that's not a lot left. There's 22 at that point, right?
Right.
Is that enough?
I don't know. That's a very interesting question because, like, Keefe, he might look at it and say, we're at hot hand territory. Like, Samsonov's been great. Here's your back-to-back starts, 2.5 games played here. Like, I could definitely see it happening that way. I wouldn't. I would just take my time with it and have Matt Murray play. But if Keefe goes in that direction, I wouldn't blame him at all.
He's just like, I mean, you guys saw that Kyle Connor glove save that he made. Like, ice cold shit, right? He stood him up, did not drop to his knees at all. Like, that was one of those where I'm like, man, this goalie's confident. There's confidence. There's cool. And Kyle Connor, I know he's not leading the team in goals, but to me, he's still their best goal scorer. He is, I think Scheifele is like a couple goals ahead of him or whatever.
He had a slow start, Kyle Connor, but he's picked it up lately.
Yeah. Not knowing what the future holds, January 20th, at the time we're shooting this, I would say Murray, Montreal. On Monday, they got the Islanders, do Samsonov. Wednesday, they got the Rangers, do Samsonov. Friday, they got the Sens, do Murray.
Okay.
Also,
There you go.
Adam, we should have learned this from Gordon Miller. Samsonov.
Samsonov.
The player
Yes.
player wants his
Is
name
it
set as-
Samsonov?
No, it's
player-
Samsonov. I'm pretty sure that's in Russian. I think it's Samsonov.
Well, what did he say?
Yeah, because he was Samsonov in Washington, right? And then
Yeah.
this season he said, "I want to be Samsonov."
Oh,
So
okay. Well, then
we
I'll
should be
stop
saying
doing it.
Samsonov.
I
Right?
didn't know
Okay.
that. I thought I was doing it correctly.
I don't know.
Well-
Maybe I have it backwards, but I'm pretty sure Gord says Samsonov on the broadcast.
He's pretty good at that. I saw.
If it was a memory competition and like whose memory I rate out of the three of us, it's going to be Jesse at the top every time. So I'm going to trust you on that one. Steve and I don't have the best memories. We just don't.